Howdy y'all, welcome to another video of Getting Outdoors, but actually today we're indoors. It is rainy and gloomy outside, but we just got this package in and we're going to unveil, see exactly what it is. And I guess by the description you know what it is. Typically you wouldn't get bees in a container like this, huh? Through Amazon, would you? Actually, Amazon has it, but the company is Midas Bees. You can find it at midasbees.com. And one thing that I've had some issues with recently is pollination in the garden. And so I'll put the video link up above of hand pollinating the squash and the zucchini and tomatoes. Well, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna have to stay on top of that every single day. It's a lot easier when you have pollinators, bees, flies, butterflies, moths, exactly, wasps, anything that's around there. We thought about doing honeybees right out by the garden, but thinking about honeybees is that you have to take care of them. You got to take care of the hive. Also, you get too close with the hive, you got to get all the equipment, and they can also be aggressive and sting you. Well, I found something called leaf cutter bees. And so my daughter and I are going to go and we're going to find out exactly how this all works. So, so in this, so we're going to go kind of a little step by step and figure out what this is all about. Yes, it's a box. Yeah. You're fascinated with boxes as a child. As a teenager, I'm not sure if you need to be fascinated now. So it comes with this cool box, this bee box, and you're able to hang this on a post. So for those who want to know how much this was, this was $69. May sound like a lot, but what I do know is that there is 200 bees in this. And these are leaf cutter bees. Now,
so they don't sting because they're not protecting a queen bee.
Right. So that's one of the cool things is that these bees are, their DNA, their whole makeup is to pollinate, right, and reproduce themselves. And so one may sting, they have little stingers on it, but there's really no reason for them to do so. They're not aggressive. The other thing is that these bees have a furry chest, okay? And what honeybees do, the reason they pollinate is they try to capture the pollination, right, from each of the flowers. They drop some in each of the flowers going from flower to flower, but they make it wet, right? And so they try to, so that way it sticks to their body so they can take it back to their hive. Leafcutter bees, they get the pollen on their fur. And so when they go from flower to flower, they shake that off. And so it doesn't stick to them because they're not trying to take it back and make honey or anything else, okay? So let's, first of all, let's get out everything that's in here. So there's a little dowel. And I saw a video of this, and so I'll kind of go through what it is that all these are for. And so here is just a box. And you could probably build this box, and you can buy the different things. You can buy one in here is the house, right? That they're going to go and they're going to lay more eggs into, and the other is actual 200
bees.
Right. So they're not bees yet. Okay.
They're eggs.
Yep. So they're eggs. They haven't come out of their wintering habitat. Okay?
That's why you're actually able to ship them.
Exactly. So when they come in, you're going to open.
I think that's the bees.
No. This one. Call
Oh, that's.
Well, actually, that is the bees
It's all the little eggs.
in there. Okay, because this one here, the next one.
Are you sure that's 200?
Yep, because they lay them in layers.
Oh, right.
Back in there. Okay, see this one is straight through. So you can see light straight through it. Okay, and so that one is going to be where they're going to come in after they pollinate and get into the fall. Their job is done, right? And so what they do then is then they come into the empty ones, and there'll be empty ones in here too. And so at that time when it is ready for them to kind of cocoon up and for the winter, you get this little dowel, and you'll be able to just poke through the dowel and put your eggs right into a container, maybe a different container. And in that container, then you'll be able to store them away, okay?
In the fridge, right?
Well, it says someplace cool. So we'll go through some of those things, So it says, in the spring, after the winter storage, the leafcutter bees normally take 30 days to emerge if kept at room temperature. Higher average temperatures will induce them to emerge sooner. So at like 85 degrees, they'll emerge in about 21 days. So we're getting, right now, it's high 70s, low 80s just because of the storms that we've been having. But coming into, so today is May 24th?
I think so.
23rd? No, so it's 20, so I think it's the 24th. And we're getting
5th.
25th?
25th, yeah, because it's Monday.
Okay. It is Monday. It's a Memorial Day, Monday. So we're going to put this house out once we can catch a little break from the rain. And I bet in less than 21 days, because it's shipped, it's been sitting in here for a couple days. We keep the house, of course, cooler than 80 degrees. But I bet when we set this out, it'll be 21 days and we'll start having bees come out. Okay. So it just says these figures should help you time your bees emerges from blooming. Again, you don't want this to come in and be in your house and then all of a sudden you got bees in your house,
flying
right?
around.
Okay. So it says remove the 2 bee nesting blocks from the tower house, which we've done, right? Open the package with the bee koozie and lay it flat on the inside back of the tower house. Okay. Now this here, they say that you don't want any kind of light to come through the back of these. Okay. So not only are we going to put this back in here and when it goes in, it's going to go in here, but this black felt also has pheromones in it that will help attract the bees back into here. Okay, so you can see how now that has a black background. So any light that bounces in there won't be coming back, right? Won't be bouncing back into that because when they do go in and put their cocoon, they want it nice and dark. Okay, so then open the 2 nesting block boxes and fold the flaps back. Leave the empty nesting box in the box with the flaps folded back. Place it on the top room of the house and slide it down. Being careful to keep the bee koozie flat against the back wall. All right, so
It's going to go on top.
okay. So this one goes on the bottom. So this is the first one that goes.
It needs to go on the top. You just said it needs to.
Well, because what it meant was go in the top of this
okay.
to slide down. Okay, so we're going to put this right in here. Okay, you see, and then once it goes in here, look, it slides right on down, and then so we still have. You see, it still has the black background, right? And the flaps are back. Well, look, see, and it's
Not
nice
gonna-
and it's nice and secure in there. Okay. Now that one. So hang on. So the way that we fold this one is just you did all right there. Just you fold it just like this, and then I'll fold right straight back. Okay. So go ahead and put that one in to the top. Now the reason they say to leave the cardboard boxes in there is like now. Oops. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
they're
I
supposed
guess
to
if I wiggle it that hard, I guess it'll come out. But is to keep everything nice and still in there. Did that switch around?
You might have, yeah.
There we go. Actually, here. Let me go like this.
So you just had it.
Okay. So now we've got our bees in there. It even comes with a screw on there. Okay, so now with the flaps folded back on the nesting box with cocoon in it, place it on the top room of the house, slide it down against the empty box of the lower room. The reason to put the block with the cocoons in the upper is so that they warm up sooner. So if you were wondering why, because these are the same size boxes, right? Heat rises, so heat's going to come up in here. They also have in there, they have this other one. If you wanted to buy just 2 of these empties, that you could get one that is a 200 count bee box, and you can put it right in here, and then the bees will just come out, and then they'll start coming back into here. But I thought this was a good way to start out, is having just these 2 in here. Now, in the fall, so what do we do? So what do we do in the fall? Here.
So we're going to bring the nesting box and the tower house. We're going to bring them inside, and we're going to remove the nesting box from the tower house and store them either in the refrigerator or in an unheated garage in the winter. Temperatures vary between 35 to 45 degrees. Now in Texas, we don't have that kind of cold weather.
Okay, so where would we put it?
We're going to put it in the fridge.
In the fridge. Now, I saw the video I saw, right? Right, is in here, was being able to do the next step, which they say says if you want. So it doesn't mean you have to. So at the end of the day, if you wanted to, when you get done in the fall, when they go into dormancy, is take these out, fold the flaps back, put them in the refrigerator until next spring, until it starts warming up, right? But it also says if you want to keep your bees very healthy, we advise you use the 6-inch dowel stick provided to punch out the cocoons from the block that had bees in it at the beginning of the season. Make sure the blocks are dry before punching. Punch from front to back, keep the cocoons in a small box, and put them in the tower house attic the following spring where they will emerge. Okay, so that's where this right here, that attic space they said, so you find like a little box made with crayons that kind of would fit right in there, maybe a little old crayon box, put that right in here, and then have the tab open, and then they'll emerge, and then they'll go into here. Okay,
and it doesn't take as much fridge storage. So if you do only have one fridge, like normal people, then.
But we don't. We have tons of fridges.
So that deer meat that you guys harvest.
So, but then it says also make sure to soak the block that is punched out in a 10% Clorox solution for an hour. Let it dry, and it's good to go for the next spring with all pathogens eradicated. So this process of rotating a clean block into the 2-block system every year helps maintain your bee population. So that, again, I guess, when the bees go in there and they, again, leaf cutter, the reason they call it leaf cutter is because what will happen as a plant is they're going to land on the plant, and they're going to cut a little small circle. and then that's where they come in and they stuff that little plant leaf inside the hole. That's where they put their egg in, and then it all cocoons up in there. Okay, and again, they have them where it's going all the way back here, so it's not just one per hole. You can see that there's some that don't have any in here. There's some that it is filled all the way up from here. So this is really neat to be able to put out some bees without being scared of bee attacks, but they're going to help pollinate the flowers. So not only they said that the also, you know, one thing about honeybees is they can go off, right? The thing is with this in your garden, they have about a 300-foot radius that they like to go to. They don't like going off, way off, and to pollinate something. So if you have just, you know, a big garden, then you may need more than these. You know, our garden is a about 45 foot by maybe 50 foot. So this should be just fine in it. But we also have a field of flowers right behind it too. So they're going to probably be all amongst the garden and all. So hopefully this helps you out, finding out what the leaf cutter bees are all about. Again, you can go to minusbees.com. Do you see that or not? And buy from them. There was on the video. I forgot what the discount code was, but there's a 10% discount code. I'll try to find that and put it up at the end of this video for you. I'm not getting anything for it. It's not a sponsorship or anything, but I thought that this was a very neat way to get family involved into bees and finding out, you know, what they're all about, and then also help pollinating the garden. So if you need a little help in pollination, this is be your best bet, and we'll do some updated videos as we go along when these things emerge. Have a good day.